Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlicker, shills, Dutch lacers, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks. I'm a useful idiot. Welcome. And I want to talk about a new study that's come out about ingredients in the vaccines. And I did a video about 6 months ago that was pretty comprehensive, showing that new reports are coming out from studies all over the world showing the adverse effects of vaccines. And so the entire COVID narrative, everything about it has been unraveling. And I generally group a lot of these studies together when I discuss them, but this one came out and I thought it was pretty interesting in itself. And so I'm going to do this report on it individually. That's the fact that a study has been done in Argentina, and it found there are 62 ingredients in COVID vaccines, and they vary from vaccine to vaccine, but they are regularly appearing in most of the vaccines, and they have found 62 ingredients that are not listed on the ingredients um, on these vaccines. And they're pretty disturbing when you put them all together. 62 ingredients. And of course, one problem right off the bat is if anybody has any allergies or reactions to any of these ingredients, they have no way to know what's in these vaccines. But one of the things they found were 11 heavy metals present, including chromium, arsenic, nickel, aluminum, cobalt, copper, boron, calcium, and barium, and strontium. And of course, most people are familiar with a lot of those elements and know that they're toxic even at small levels. And so the fact is that a lot of these things are carcinogenic. A lot of them cause organ damage, and then 11 of the 15 rare earth metals were also found, including lanthanum, sodium, gadolinium, and those are also highly toxic. And these all have problems. They cause neurological problems, they cause cardiovascular problems, and they cause immunological damage. And 21 through 2021 and 2023, similar studies were done in Germany and UK and Canada, and they found the same thing. And they're partially brushed off on the fact that some ingredients are put in as expedients, as they call them, and so they're preservatives and stabilizers and the like. But the fact that there's 62 ingredients, all of them fairly toxic and known to cause all these issues, is certainly disturbing. And as we've seen, there's been an uptick in cancer and so-called turbo cancers. And there was a study that found that a third of cancers that are discovered now are stage 4. So that's why they call them turbo cancers. It's accelerated cancer growth in people. And then, of course, cardiovascular problems. We've seen that on a vast scale over the last several years. A lot of seemingly healthy people, particularly young people, dropping dead from heart problems. And one side story that I found fairly wicked is the fact that once all these cardiovascular problems started showing up from these vaccines, then Pfizer started marketing uh, new vaccines and pills to help with cardiovascular problems. So talk about double dipping. So anyways, if we needed any more proof that these vaccines are not good for you, here's more. 62 ingredients that are known to be carcinogenic and cause organ damage and cause neurological problems and immunological problems and cardiovascular problems are in these vaccines, and they're in all the vaccines. And so, as I pointed out in my much broader video that I did recently on studies done all over the world about these problems coming from these vaccines, we're finding out more and more that the potential issues you're going to have are going to come from the vaccines and not from COVID. And so just more proof. I don't even know what to say anymore. but certainly the results of all this junk that is in these vaccines is going to become more and more apparent as we move forward. And a lot of scientists have suggested that the body count is going to go up considerably over the years, because these cumulative effects of all the junk that's in these vaccines will take years to unfold. And that ties in with the whole idea of the boiling frog proverb, that if a lot of these ingredients were concentrated enough and they caused a lot of damage very quickly, then it would be really apparent, and it would be really easy to point the finger at the vaccine manufacturers and the dangers. But if the results unfold slowly and people continue to develop all these health problems, and then we have massive deaths and it's spread out over time, then it won't be quite as apparent and quite as easy to point the finger. So just a thought. So there we have it. Go out and get another booster. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.